Good morning, welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. My name is Mel. I'm going to be taking you through the next 2 hours. Yes indeed. So first one, typical scan and cut show. We're going to get everything built up, and then in the second show we're bringing in some of our card shapes that we've done, our boxes and card shapes later on. So we're going to do a project with that on the scan and cut. This is not good first thing in the morning. On the scan and cut, but we are going to have the break because we need to swap over producers and camera ops, etc. But I will be with you until 10 o'clock. Slight change today, I'm afraid, because Stephanie's not very well. She went home in the middle of a show yesterday. So we're picking it up at 10 o'clock. You're going to get a repeat of what we did with Crafty Witches on Saturday. So myself and Ian, you've got a repeat of that for an hour. And don't forget, Crafty Witches now are on highlightcrafts.com. So you will get all of those benefits of being that club member, which is great, isn't it? So yeah, there's going to be a few things moving around, I'm afraid, but you know what? We'll get there, won't we? Between you and us, we'll sort it out. Right, let me introduce you to the team this morning. We've got Sean on cameras.
Morning. Yeah.
We've got Lewis in the producer's seat this morning. They both checked to make sure the camera wasn't facing the wrong way around. Proper makes me giggle, that. And yeah, we're going to get stuck in to the housekeeping, and then we can crack on with the show. So first of all, what's live shopping all about? Well, it's a super easy way for you to shop for all your crafty products while you watch the shows and the demos. It's super easy. So you can watch us on YouTube if you prefer to put us on the TV. You can also watch us on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also find us on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, if you're going to shop with us on either of our social platforms, each product that we show you will have a code, and all you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. So it really couldn't be easier. At the end of the show, you'll get a direct message. Open that message. Inside there, you'll find a link. Click the link. That will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where you can log into your account and then check those baskets out. Now, logging in is super important, because if you don't log in, you don't get your club member benefits, because we don't know who to allocate it to. So please make sure that you're logging into an account. If you haven't got one with us yet, you can absolutely just go to highlightcrafts.com and open one. And the club benefits include extra discount on every single product, on every order. You also get loyalty points for every £1 that you spend. And if you get that basket spend to over £35 after your discounts, we'll pay your postage. So it's all the good stuff of having a club and none of the fees, which is lovely, isn't it? Now, you can also shop with us directly on highlightcrafts.com if you want to do that. Just pop on over there, click play on the show, and as soon as that goes live, all the products will appear down the right-hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they'll appear in a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen. So when you're ready to log in and check out, click on that, and that will take you through that process. And don't forget, you can also shop ahead from midnight. So on our homepage, you'll find a banner that says shop today's deals. Click on that, and that will open up all of those products for you. Now, we've got a lovely show today. We've got vinyl, we've got our foil and embossing. We're going to do some embossing later on. We've got a tape, DIY Dr. Tape. We've got lots of SVG files, but actually at really low prices. So this is an opportunity today to get lots of brand new SVG files. You might have some of them, you might not. You might have already bought them last week, don't know. But to actually learn how to get the best out of those as well. So building that and only spending a small amount of money, which is always good, isn't it? Right, let's go and have a look at these, because I don't think I did the shows with these. In fact, let's just say good morning to a few of you first, because that's the polite thing to do, isn't it? Oh, Cass says, morning, Sean.
Morning.
He gets his own personal good morning. Look at you. We've got Barbara B with us this morning. We've got Karen, Maureen, Mitch is with us, Mandy, Avril. We've got Darren with us this morning, nice and bright in Melchcombe this morning. It's wild as out here today. It's supposed to get to 13 degrees today, but with the wind chill factor, it's going to feel like 1. I know. We've got Maureen again, we've got Karen, we've got Lizzie, Sue, Pauline's with us, wishing Stephanie a speedy recovery. Honestly, I don't know what's going on in this building. It's mad, isn't it? But yes, she was in bed when I got back to the house last night about 7:30, so hopefully she's rested. We've got Karen with us, Lizzie, Sue, Pauline, Ria, Veronica, Anne, Faye, good morning. We've got Karen, Kaz, Alison, Glynis, Pam. Wow, loads of you this morning up bright and early. We've got Morwen, we've got Julie. Morning, Richard. Morning, Julie. We've got Kaz, we've got Amanda, we've got Rachel, Sheila, Chris, another Amanda, Jane, Deborah, Crafty Lou, Carol, good grief, Alison, Sandra, Miriam, Terry Kim, Jacqueline, Doreen, Linda. Good grief, there's loads of you this morning. Thank you ever so much. Victoria, Pauline, Pam, Jackie and Yvonne. I better put that down, otherwise I'll be at the end of the first hour, won't I? Right, let's talk about SVG files, shall we? Now, it's really interesting because yesterday I did a show where we had these on as dies. And you got 6 sets, and I think they were $24.99. And I said that I would do something with these in the Scan and Cut shows today. Now these are fabulous because you've got your Advent Angel. So these don't have artwork with them. These are like your like a bit like a stencil design actually. So you've got your Advent Angel, your Merry Lantern, your Over the Edge Hearth and Heritage. You've got your Over the Edge Winter's Glow, Yuletide Chimes, and Wintertide Saint, and I'll show you what they look like cut out. So your outside layer is going to give you that. So if you want to add something like a glitter card or a mirror card behind it, you can use that. You can also use that to weld. I know. And then you're going to get all the detail in there as well. Now if you like paper piecing, this is going to be perfect for that. Vinyl, I'm thinking. So cut this out of your vinyl, put it onto your construction weight acetate, cut your acetate out with this, and then you can go in at the back and colour it with all your pens or your glues and your glitters. So that's your first one. You're also going to get lots of these. Now this is a tiny, tiny part of the file, but look how you can create a whole background with it, which is great, isn't it? Love things like this. Then you've got your Christmas stocking with all the foliage, embellishing that. Look how you can cut them into a card. You can keep the detail in the card. So you've got all of these options, side edge cards, and of course, because we are working with a Scan and Cut, you can draw them, you can foil them, you can emboss them, you could paper pierce round the outside edge of them if that's what you want to do. But you've got all of these fabulous options. I actually really like them just cut into the card. I think there's something quite cool about that because your eye just finishes it off, doesn't it? So all of those different ones. Now when we talk about over the edge, that's what we mean when we talk about split unity. So yesterday you'll have seen me use a die to create a fancy edge on the front of a card like that, okay? Now, because you can't weld a line to a shape with Scan and Cut, what we're going to use is the outside edge. So we're going to work with these in one of the shows today. So really, you're kind of getting 4 Scan and Cut shows today because we're going to work through a full project, which is exciting. Now then, so if you want that, shop night is £7.50. Okay, that's kind of the pricing that we've got on the show today for our SVGs, which is great. I love that. Now, last week, David and I launched this for you, Trailing Grace stencils. And you could get all 4 physical stencils as 8x8, but we've also done them for you as SVG files. So you've got your beautiful rose bouquet, you've got your single stem rose. I'm going to teach you how you can cut these out and use them as toppers on your card or weld them to the side of your card. So you've got all that beautiful detail then cut in. You've got your beautiful vine leaves, perfect for this time of year, not just for your Christmas cards, but also for your autumnal elements. And then you've also got your flourishes. And what I love about this flourish is straight away, I can see if you just grouped that, you've got a flourish there. If you just grouped that, you've got another one. If you group that, you've got another one. And if you group that, you've got another one. So you're getting 5 already. So Shop Grace, $7.99 is going to get you all 4 of those. And of course, even though it's an SVG is a scalable vector, which means that it's written. So when you make it bigger, it doesn't pixelate at all. So you could draw that. You could use your foiling pen with it. You could use your embossing starter kit with it. We've got the vinyl starter kits back in stock. I can't tell you how excited I am about that because we've been waiting for weeks. In fact, I'm going to give you the details of that because I know there's a few of you that have been waiting for it. This is your vinyl starter kit from Brother. We'll get the details put on the screen for you. Inside here, that's all right, Lewis. Inside here, you're going to get your housing, which you need. You can't just put the vinyl blade in your regular housing. The blade is too fine. And you get the blade inside there. And then you get an activation code, which will give you some designs from Brother. Now, you have to access these through the downloadable version of Canvas Workspace. Because in the downloadable version, you can clip the vinyl roll feeder onto your SDX, and you can cut bigger pieces, bigger artwork. So that bigger artwork needs to be opened in the downloadable version of Canvas. So, but grab this while we've got it, okay? Because it was already busy yesterday. As soon as we put it on, it was like, we're here. Right, so Shop Vinyl is going to get you that for $54.99. If you've got a ScanNCut SDX, please get this because the way that it cuts vinyl is really remarkable. We're going to do some vinyl in this hour for you as well. Now then, we've got a couple of messages. Deborah D, morning Mel and all. Mel and team, thank you for all your efforts to keep the shows going. Highlight Crafts goes above and beyond. It was definitely like that yesterday. It was a bit of a thing. So David's on holiday, Lily was off yesterday, and then Stephanie went home sick. It's a good job I've got a lot of experience in it. Terry Kim, Sean is very good, isn't he? When I had a small problem with the code for my birthday gift, he sorted it out for me very quickly. I mistook an I for a number 1. Trust me, exclamation mark. There you are, Sean. They all love you, Sean. Sean is always helpful with any problem I've had, says on. You've got a bit of a fan club going on here, Sean. Look at you. Check you out. Love that. How fabulous is that? Right, now then, let's talk Halloween. I know it's round the corner. However, this is a digital download, and this is different to the ones that we brought you on Saturday. Love this. This is fabulous. Shop Treat. No, that's not the right one, is it? We'll find the other one. There we are. $6.99. That's brilliant. Right, look at this. I love this. Now you've got your pumpkin in there and all your florals. You do have this bit, which is a spider's web. But if we look at the file down here, if you didn't want it for Halloween, you could definitely cut that off and use it as your florals. And then you've got Happy Halloween. You've got Boo. Love that. You've got cauldrons, ghosts, black cats, you've got hats, broomsticks, webs, spiders, pumpkins, all of that. So you're getting all of those files, plus all of these. Now, this is just general celebration. You've got your sentiments in here. I'm going to see if those are single line fonts because they look like it to me. And if they are, we'll play around with those in a different show with the pens. Look at these with your little paw prints as your background. That would make a great stencil, or embossing, paper pierced. That would look good. You've got this one in here. You put an outside edge around there. You've got a tag, which is lovely. Then you've got all your celebrations. So you've got your bunting in there, your banners, your balloons, your presents, happy birthday and celebrate. And then you've got your faces for your pumpkins. So if you're somebody, who was it? Oh, David was saying his sister Emma was like, right, I need to carve a pumpkin, but it's just a mess. He said, just cut them out of vinyl and stick the faces on. So she did. How cool is that? And then you've got this one. Now, this one makes like a tunnel book. So you've got your perforations in here. This is a great one. If you've got a CM machine that hasn't got a perforation line in, if you buy this, you'll get the perforation. So you'll be able to save that then into your machine's memory, and then you'll have one. You've got all of these different layers. Love that. Join us if you dare. Look at that font. makes you say it like that, doesn't it? The correct font for the right theme and mood of the project. So if you want those, instead of being $14.97, they're $6.99. Now I will show you the one that we brought you on Saturday. I'm just going to whiz through this because you get a lot of projects, from poison bottles to treat bags to black cats to witches on their broomsticks. You get all the instructions, as you can see. Oh, I'm going to flip past all. There you are. Look at that pumpkin bowl. How cool is that? Love that. You've got tons in here, and I'm going to have to do it a different way. That's going to annoy me. Look at that house. Now, there is nothing stopping you making that into a Christmas house. I love that. I think it's fantastic. You've got all of your different elements that go in there. You've then got your black cat and your book and your mini pumpkin. How cool are they? You're then going to get your pumpkin bowl, which we've just seen. You're going to get your massive spider on the spider's web. You're then going to get your sugar skull. Now, this is a really interesting file because, yes, you get to make the skull, but you get this, you get the hearts, you get the little buds, you get the flowers, you get the heart with the detail in it, you get that one as well. All the decorations can be used independently. And look what it looks like when you grunge it up a little bit. It's like David's been in with his cadence, isn't it? You've got your witch's hat in there. You've got your witch's broom. Look at this. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Look at that, the crashed witch. Wicked Part 2 is out next month. So excited about that, can't tell you. We've got treat bags in here. We've got the black cat. We've got the gravestones. Look, told you I was ill. That's brilliant. Oh, sorry, Sean. That's brilliant. You've got your little eyeball boxes. You've got those. Do you remember those? Do you remember those, Sean? We used to have to wind them up and they went like that across the table. They were great, weren't they? When we used to have joke shops. Oh, I used to spend loads of time in the joke shops. It was brilliant. You've got all your pop-up booths. You've got your headbands, so you can decorate them up for the kids when they go trick-or-treating. You've got your gift bags, more gift bags in here as well. You've then also got in here, now this is the elastic band box. This is a file that I've been asked for time and time and time again, and it's on here. It's really cool. So you build the box, you sew or stitch an elastic band in, you put it inside a wallet, and when you do that, the box comes out and it pops open. It's really clever. So you've got all of that. You've got your little treat buckets in here. You've got monsters in the dark. You've got your flying bat, so you can make it actually move its wings. This is what we did on Saturday. That was the building up the box frame. How cool is that? It's great, isn't it, that? There we are. A few of our stickers at the front as well. Then you're also going to get your witch with the cauldron, and she's on a little stand, so she can stand up. You've got wreaths, again, all the flowers. You've got the poison bottles, the regular bottles, and then you get this font. So you get the cutting font, and then you also get the drawing font, which is a single line one. So a great opportunity, $14.99. This has been a cutting craftorium, so you might already have it. If you have, it's not new. This is one from the archive. $14.99 will get you that one. Now we have a question. Tracy N. Hey all, hi. New to ScanNCut and all things highlight crafts. How do I access Canvas? Oh, Tracy, welcome. Everybody welcome Tracy, please. Let's have confetti. We've got a newbie. There you are, you get confetti and everything, Tracy. Right, first of all, I need you to open an account before you shop with us. It's free. Automatically makes you a member of the club. No fee. You'll get extra discount on every order. 5 loyalty points for every £1 that you spend. Get that basket spend to over £35 and we'll pay your postage. Now, a lot of these are digital, so they're instant. So as soon as you've checked out, you can download them. Right, Tracy, if you go onto the internet and type in ScanNCut Canvas Workspace or Canvas Workspace Brother, whichever, it will come up and you have two options. One that it will ask you to, if you want to download it. That's the PC version. I use the other one, but download both because I have both. I'm going to try and find some time to really get my head around the downloadable one. But the one I use is the one that you don't download. You just create an account. It'll ask you for a username, password, email address, etc. And then you can log into Canvas Workspace. It's free, but you can design all sorts of different things in there and take our SVG files. Because of the way we save them out, it means that you can get to all the detail in the middle, which is brilliant. So welcome, Tracy. I love that. I love that we got new people. Everyone's welcoming you, look. We're we have the most amazing customers ever, Tracy. So yeah, they'll put their arms around you and make you feel very, very welcome. Right, let's have a look at this, shall we? Because we are going to work with this across this hour and the next hour, as in 9 o'clock, because we've got a double hour almost of ScanNCut this morning, but we will be bringing some extra stuff in for you as well. So Santa's Sidekicks, we launched this on Saturday and it's absolutely fabulous. Now don't forget now, these detailed designs that you're getting, when you print off your reflections artwork, and I'm going to go right through it from the beginning because like you've just seen, we get new people all the time. You will now have a cross as a positioning guide for your detail design, which means that you can get your foiling bang on, okay? So it's going to be fabulous. So you're getting Coco the Moose, which just makes me smile. Made Lily cry laughing the other day because she's like, it's chocolate mousse. I'm like, I know, it's great, isn't it? We've got Mary Berry and Colin. I need to ask Sophie where she got the name Colin from, because I think that's hilarious for a snowman. We've got Merry Mischief, so you've got the little mouse, can be swinging from the bauble. And then you're also going to get the man himself, Santa. Oh, he's had a long night. Look at him, he's like, give me a minute. So if you want this, you can get them by themselves, but get it with the artwork, because if you get Minecraft Studio, and Tracy, if you don't know what Minecraft Studio is, stay tuned for 11 o'clock because we're going to show you. That's also free to download from Highlight Crafts. You just need a Windows-based PC. You'll be blown away by that if you've never used that before. Good grief. Honestly, brilliant. So you're going to get all of the artwork. Now, if you're working on a reflection, it's A4 when you print it off. You can't go bigger unless you've got an A3. You can go smaller, but you can't go bigger. But the great thing about using this with Minecraft Studio is you could take him in, and if you wanted him to be huge, you could absolutely do that. So you can scale it up. Now at the bottom of Minecraft Studio, right across the bottom band, it gives you the height and the width, and it is as accurate as Canvas is. So it might be 21.27. So make a note of that. Resize your reflection file to the same size, so the individual cutting file to the same size as on Minecraft Studio. Print it off. You don't even need to scan, well, you need to scan it in to be able to see it on the screen, and then just take that reflection file, that individual file, and put it over the top. So you can have these now in all those different sizes just because you've got Minecraft Studio, which is brilliant. You then get your reflections. Your reflections will come as part of your digital download. You also get these, your DigiStamps, which are fabulous. Love these. Again, embossing, foiling, drawing, all of those incredible things that we do. Scenes, we've got some beautiful scenes coming up for you at 11 o'clock. So you've got your scenes that coordinate perfectly. We're going to use one of these in that second hour. And then you've got all of your textures. These with that embossing function in Minecraft Studio look amazing. It looks like you've got a 3D embossing folder, but you haven't. It's all done digitally. Right, if you want that, it's Shop Digital, and it's $14.99. Now then, on one of our cutting craftoriums, and it was on Christmas Compendium, we did a lantern box, and I showed you how to take the windows out and make it into an archway in one of the shows. But what we wanted to do was just do it as a separate file for you. Now Becky has worked magic on this, so she's adjusted the top bit slightly. And she's also given you different windows. So you've got the lantern with the round window. It feels like I'm going back to play school. The lantern with the round window. You've then got the lantern with the round shape but with the windows in. You're then going to get the lantern with the straight window. And you're also going to get the lantern with the straight panel window, like with the window elements in it. Now, £5 is going to get you the files for all of those, plus all the mats and layers. Absolutely amazing value for money. Don't miss out on that. That's a gift box all year round. Okay, it doesn't have to be for Christmas. It can just be a gift box for all year round for £5. I went upstairs and said to Katie, you know that thing that you put on at £10, that lantern? She went, yes. I said, can we half the price? And she goes, yes. But let me show you this. This morning, I have taken one of the files from Silent Nightfall and I've embossed it onto vellum. And when we build this lantern in a later show today, well, I'm going to colour this in between, I hope, if I've got time. Who knows? Never know what's going to happen. But these behind here with lights in are going to look absolutely fabulous. And I'm going to show you start to finish how I did that and positioned it all and lined it all up. Okay, so get your vellum. Get your embossing tools out, and if you haven't got it, we have it on the show for you. And then your lantern, and look how beautiful these are going to be. Great, aren't they? Right, so that's your lantern. Next up, we've got our parchment. It says vellum. I'm going to call it parchment. I'm going to come back to those in the second hour. This is your parchment. Now, when we chose this, we got loads and loads of different ones in. And I tried them all on the embossing mat. Some of them were just far too thin. Didn't like it. Some of them were all right, but when I added a water-based medium on the back to colour it, it buckled. So I went with this one. Now, it's a little bit more expensive, although vellum is really pricey. You get 6 sheets of 280 GSM. And that's exactly what I've used in this piece here. So you put your embossing tool in, and then you just press start and it comes up with this. I'm going to show you exactly how to use this properly later on in one of the shows, so stay tuned for those. But if you want your vellum now, £12.99 will get you 6 sheets of that. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The chrome looks, now Jane, one of our lovely customers, messaged in last week because I said, and I tried cutting something quite detailed out of this, and it really didn't look nice. And that's because of the way that this is made. This is called Chroma-Look. So it's a board that then has the silver bonded onto it. Now, because the ScanNCut has a straight blade, it wanted to flick up little pieces. Jane messaged in, brilliant, said she flipped the file and cut it with the colour facing down. And it worked perfectly. Now we've still got this on a deal. Instead of being £17.99, it's down to £9.99. Please don't miss out on this. You've got your silver, you've got your glossy white. I don't know if we can get any more of this when it's gone, genuinely. We've got the gold in there. You're getting 4 sheets of each colour. You've got your royal blue, you've got your red, you've got your black, and they're all got that really lovely high shine. Shop Chrome, £9.99. Now we also have a spare vinyl blade. Look at us having stuff in stock. I know, brother, well done. A new vinyl blade for you. So when you rebuy the blade for your vinyl, you don't need to buy the housing. I was quite surprised because one of the presenters from the old Crate and Craft, they had a silhouette and she said, every time I buy that, I have to buy the housing again. I'm like, what? Just the blade. We'll get the details put on the screen for you on that one. Right, what else do I need to go to immediately? Vellum, not vellum, vinyl. Now then, this is our Craft Master vinyl. We've none of the Casa one left. It all sold out last week. But this is brilliant. So it's 12 by 24. This is different to the one that we used when we brought you the Casa, because this has got a shine to it. So you get 12 by 24 sheets of white and 2 of that high shine black. This is an amazing quality vinyl. The Casa was good. This, amazing. So if you've got your vinyl starter kit, don't miss out on that. It's brilliant. Seriously, I've sat at shows and I had a few ladies walk past and I could hear them going, oh, it smells, she's doing ScanNCut. And then they're watching, they goes, mine don't cut vinyl like that. And I said, hang on a minute, is yours a ScanNCut? And they went, no, I've got a different machine. I went, oh, well, can't help you there then, can I? And also, for your £19.99 before you discount, you're going to get 2 12 by 24 silver and 2 12 by 24 of your gold. Great quality. We'll do something with these later on as well. So grab those while we've got them. Right, let's go and do stuff. Start a question and comment. Here we go. Let's have a look. Carol Hopkins, can you buy a new embossing mat, please? Yes, you can. I think we have them in stock. I'm sure there's one in Academy. And you just buy the mat. Yes, you can just buy that separately, which is great. Jean Lindley says, hi Mel, my ScanNCut sits and looks at me like a green-eyed monster. You're getting the look. I've seen your tutorials on YouTube, but there is also lessons I can subscribe to. What is the difference, please? Great question. Right, Jean, we're going to get you on that. We're going to get you on it, right? You need to get it. Oh, seriously, please start using it. It's blinking brilliant. I know what you'll do. You'll start using it and go, I wish I'd done this ages ago. Right, the difference is, so the ones that are on YouTube are free classes. And that teaches you about all the buttons, how to get the most out of them. We do scanning, all sorts of different techniques. The clubs, shop, club, and then the word one, they're the first three. And what I did with the clubs is I made it project-based, because the best way to learn your machine is to use it, and the most fun way to use it is to make something. So this is what we're going to do. We did a box, we did cards, we did all sorts of different things. So the club is slightly different. You get a download every month, a digital download of files, and then you get a video that will stay on your account, and then you can watch it over and over and over again. Just if anybody's done the club, just put comments in and let Jean know what you thought, because if you didn't like it, put it in. If you did like it, put it in. Then she can make an informed decision. Okay, so I'm hoping that that helps, but learn the basics. I need you to know when I say multiple select everything on the mat and group, I need to know that that's where you're at. Right, now then, Maria's asking, is there a problem with PayPal today? Not that I know of, but I haven't tried to buy anything this morning, but there was over the weekend. Yeah, there was over the weekend. It kept saying, I can't pay, you can't pay for it. Hi Mel, can the vinyl kit be used on the CM machines? Karen, no, because you don't need it. Your regular blade on your CM will work perfectly. So if I want you to put it'll depend on the edge of your blade, so you'll have to play around with this. Put your pressure on -2, and then on the numbers around your blade housing, take it just down to 1. You might need to take it slightly lower, but try that. You don't need a vinyl kit for that. Just does it with that blade. Right, now then I have another starred message somewhere. Tracy N, got confetti. I know, look at you. Thank you all, saving this so I can keep going back. So excited about it all. Oh, Tracy, honestly, you're going to, honestly, it's like this whole new creative world's going to open up. Right, one more thing before we go over there, pens. If you've got your universal pen holder, and they will, so any accessories, foiling, embossing, universal pen holders will work across your CM and your SDX, okay? But we've got 48 pens, fine liners. They're a 0.4mm width, the nib, and they're from Royal & Langdale. You've heard us talk about this brand a lot over the last week or so. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant quality. We'll work with those later on as well. Right, come on, let's go and get started, shall we? So let's start just with a reflection. Okay, we've only got one of the vinyl starter kits left. Blinking heck. Only got them in yesterday. We've got one left. Well done if you've got that. And a quarter of the vellum has now gone. Right, let me tell you where we're heading, shall we? So I've got all of this stuff already cut out, and later on we're going to use the Santa's Sidekicks, we're going to use our stickers, we're going to use our construction weight acetate, and we're going to make a box frame. Okay, now the box frame files are on the show. I haven't gone to them this morning because we're going to do them in the next hour, but I'll get Lewis to put the details up for you. But what we're going to decorate it with is what we call reflections. Now, bear with me for those of you that watch every week, because I know that you know this, but as you can see, we get new customers all the time. So when you print out what we call our reflection artwork, And our reflection artwork is this. This is what we call it. So we work with an illustrator called Max. We send him ideas of what we want, and then he draws these and then digitally colours them. And what we do then is we put as many as we can on a page, and we put a rectangle around the outside of it. All right, so it's easy to line up with the cutting file that coordinates with it. Now, you'll see there's also crosses on here. Ignore those for now. I'll come back to those in a little while. All right, this is just back to basics. So you'll see at the bottom, you need to print it in actual size or 100%. Please don't do fit to page. It's not too important if you don't get it quite, if you forget with a ScanNCut, because you can resize it. But with your dies, it has to be that, because otherwise the die won't fit the artwork. Then it tells you the name of the file, and then it will give you a size, because we always do a smaller and a larger, or a larger and an extra large, as well as the original. So keep an eye out for this. If there's no size on it, it means it's the original. So let me show you how to do this. So I've put all my files onto a USB. I then take this and I put this onto my mat. It doesn't have to always go in the top left corner. It can go wherever you want to, so you can move it around your mat. Just make sure it's straight, because you don't want to start having to rotate a file. All right, so we've got that now on our mat. Now then, from here, I'm just going to, I've got that on my USB. That was the file I was working with this morning. Right, so from here, we're going to retrieve the information. So if you want internal designs, you're all right, John. Internal designs, they're all in here. If you want an external from your USB, for example, they will be retrieve data. Then we're going to have a look for Santa's sidekicks, which is here. Then we're going to go into Santa himself. The detail cuts we'll come back to. The matte cuts, they're the ones that you would be the outside edge of your die, you know, that matte layer that you get. You can also use those for welding and making shape cards. And then you've got your reflections. So when we go into the reflections, we know it's a small version. That's your decoupage layer. That's your full cut layer. So if we go into there now, this is what your cutting file looks like. So we press OK, and the first thing we need to do is group all of that together. So we're changing it, so we go to edit. 1 red box means that 1 shape is selected. 3 red boxes means that you're going to multiple select. So multiple select everything that's on the mat. That will select all of those files. Press OK, go back to editing the object and group it together. So now I can move that anywhere that I want to. Now we're going to scan in this piece of artwork. Okay, and all we're going to do then is line up the rectangle that's around the cutting file over the top of the rectangle that's over the reflection file. It's super easy. So from this screen here, we're going to scan, and we're going to press start. This is brilliant. When I first saw the ScanNCut, I was like, why do I need a scanner in a cutting machine? It's just like, is it a gimmick? Why do I need that? Hand on heart, I wouldn't have another machine given me if it didn't have a scanner built in. And as far as I know, this is the only one that's got it. It's brilliant, the ScanNCut. If you haven't got one, we've still got that really good deal on for you. So the next thing we're going to do is zoom in. All right, we're going to zoom in and we're going to drop that red rectangle over the black rectangle that is there. I can zoom into 400% to get absolute accuracy. And this bit here is the only bit we're worrying about or thinking about or dealing with, whichever. We don't need to worry, do we? And then we can drop that down so that that line sits in the middle of that rectangle. Then we're going to press OK. We're going to ungroup it, because I want to get rid of the rectangle, and tap the screen to release the shapes. That is the bit that people get stuck on. I taught a class last week. Every time, ungroup, it hasn't ungrouped it, it has. You just need to tap the screen to release the shapes. I made them put a sticker on the machine. I get it. There's always one thing, isn't there, that you just come unstuck on. Right, I'm going to get rid of that rectangle now. I just want to cut out this Santa here. So to do that, we're going to change, rather than deleting it all off, we're going to change the cutting area. So we're going to drag over all of it, including the one that we've already cut. So all it can see now is that. If it can't see it, it can't use it. If it can, it can. Doesn't even need to be selected when you drag over. So all we do now is please select and cut and press OK. All right, and then we press start. And within less than a minute, it will have gone in and cut that Santa out for me. It's so clever. It took me ages to work out how to do this. And then one day I was sat in the old Crate and Craft green room, and I suddenly went to Stephanie, it's a rectangle. She was like, what's a rectangle? I said, the solution to Reflections, or Charisma as it was then, for tattered lace. So I explained it to her, and Stephanie has pictures in her head, and she went, yeah, I think you're right, I think that'll work. What time do you finish your show? I said 3. She said, right, in your car, straight up to iHub, go to John Peters, who was one of the graphic designers, tell him your process, and let's see if it works. And within half an hour, I had a 3-dimensional flower in my hand. It was like, yes, amazing. There you go now, look. Now you've got your Santa, and you've also, tweezers, Melanie, tweezers. You've also got the sack of presents there as well. Now on top of that, you also get the decoupage layers. So you do that in exactly the same way. Now then, we'll come back to the foiling files later on, but for now, I want to start decoupaging these up so that they're ready for the next one. But while we're decoupaging, I want this working. So I'm going to grab, I did put a piece out here, I know I did, some white vinyl. Here we go. Hiding. Not surprised. Make it work hard, don't I? Right, we're going to cut some snowflakes that are going to be part of this big box frame that we're doing throughout the shows today, because next hour we've got the templates, you know, the card shaped templates. We're bringing some of them back and we're going to use it to make a full picture. So lots of different techniques going on. So let's burnish the vinyl down. Now I'm going to show you this. Have we got any of the vinyl starter kits left, Lewis? Still got one?
No.
No, all gone. Right. So for those of you that have just got it, look at the difference between those two blades. That's your regular auto blade. That's the one that will cut through your mylar for your stencils, your grey board, your denim, your leather. This one is for your vinyl. Now that blade is similar to the CM. Okay, so let's put these back on and let's start cutting some snowflakes, shall we? And while it's doing that, I can start to build the decoupage. Right, so vinyl housing just goes where the regular housing goes. And then we get our stylus. Oh, that's a pen. Tell you, my life is as chaotic as my pockets. Let's pull the cut area back out again, like that. All right, so now we've got our full piece again. So now to get rid of that, we'll just press home. OK to delete all patterns. It's not deleting them off the USB. It's just literally deleting them off your screen. So now what I want to do is go into the patterns that are pre-installed into the machine's memory. And we're going to go into this category and we're going to do that famous snowflake that sold tens of thousands of ScanNCuts in the first year. And we're going to set that on the mat, okay? Then I'm going to resize it, and this is the bit where that vinyl blade comes in. So I'm going to make that 6 millimeters. Tiny, right? So tiny you can hardly see it. We're then going to press OK, and I'm going to ask it to do 25. So we just, actually let's do 30. So we're going to do that, take that up to 30 and press OK. Now they're all in a diagonal row. That's going to drive you crazy moving each one of those. So we have what we call an arrangement function, which is this button here. And if I want to put them all in a straight line, I just do that and there they are. So first thing what I'm going to do is group all those together. So multiple select, everything on the mat, press OK, go back to editing the object and group it together. I'm then going to move that down slightly just to give it a little bit of room at the top. And then when we come to cut this, on your SDX you have a function called half cut, which means that it will kiss cut that vinyl. So it'll cut the top layer, leave the backing in place, because imagine trying to get the backing off those. That's going to be a pain in the neck. So we're going to put half cut on, and I'm going to take my pressure to auto, and I'm also going to put a weeding box on, which will put a rectangle around it. So when they're all cut, we can just remove that rectangle and all those snowflakes will be left on our mat. And it shows you there that it's on. Word of warning, half cut doesn't automatically take itself off, okay? So you have to physically remove it once you've finished. So all I'm going to do now is let that run, all right? So we're going to go into here, and all we're going to do now is press start, and that will do its thing. This is why I love ScanNCut, because it will just do its thing while you're doing yours, which is brilliant, isn't it? Right, so we've done that bit. Let's find all our bits and bobs from here, and we can start to decoupage these up. In fact, I'm going to do it on top of here so I'm out of the way. Might get told off, but hey, I'm not going to get glue everywhere. I'm grown up. Right, let's get this. Now, these trees are from the Christmas Tales that we had on at the weekend. So go and have a look at that. That was last year's Christmas, but I really love the trees. So this is where you start to, you've built that digital library. This is now when you start to play around with it. We're going to get all our decoupage layers, and we're going to get our 3D glue gel. So this is a product that you'll find on, is it on our website as well?
Pinflyer.
Yeah, Pinflyer on our website. So a little bit of this onto here, and we're going to build him up. So just like you would with traditional decoupage, but the ScanNCut has cut it all out for you. I know, how cool is that? And then we've got his little face. Look at him. Love that. Now, when you're doing something like this, you don't want it to go on like that, because it looks quite strange. So we're going to put a little blob of dimension there, and then just a little bit at the top flat. And then we're going to push the top bit down flat, so it looks like his hat's still in the right place. And then that works perfectly. Then we've got his little boots. Love his little boots. Look at those. Now, when you're printing your reflections, please print it on 140 pure print. And the reason for that is, if you can see here, you can see that white edge, because the ScanNCut is a straight blade. You go any thicker than that, and that could be all that you see, because it then gets much thicker. So I always use pure print, because it's a fabulous printer paper. It's under the Craftmaster brand on our website, and I always use the 140, always. Right, so we've got that on there. Then we've got a little buckle on his belt. Now, this is super fine. So I'm going to just curve that, and I'm just going to put a tiny amount of glue just along there. And if you're worried about postage because you're building these up, still do the decoupage layers, just don't use glue gel, just use them as they are. So that's your Santa. How lovely is he? Let's do Coco the Moose. Look at this little face. I think that's brilliant. Look at him. He's lovely, isn't he? Right, so this is the great thing. So if you buy the dies with the artwork, you have to do this bit. You have to snip in and snip away. What we do here with our SVG files is we give the decoupage to you digitally. So you don't have to snip in and waste any elements, because it's all been done for you, which is fabulous. Love that. Saves you hours of your life, that, not having to work out where to snip in. This is brilliant. Right, let's just get that straight over there. So I'm lining up with the hat, and I'm also lining up with his hooves. Then we've got this, which is his antler. Love that. Again, same thing. I'm going to put a little bit of dimension there, and then flat over there like that. So we're going to put that on there, and then just use your tweezers and just press that down. So he's got his antler there. Then we've got his nose. Now, if you did want to make him into Rudolph, I know he's a moose, not a reindeer, but if you wanted to, you could. And that just sits on there. Look at I'm not going to lie, I'd be tempted to put googly eyes on him. I really would be tempted to put googly eyes on him. And then this last little bit here, we're just going to put the tiniest amount of glue on there, and that's his little hat that goes over the top. I'm not going to, yeah, I will do his legs just because we can. Now, in the next hour, we are going to take a break for a few minutes, so you can go and get yourselves a cuppa and we can reset, and I can hook to the loo, basically. And then we're going to come back and we're going to continue, but we will have the physical stencils. So if you're not a ScanNCut user, you will be able to do the box frames, etc. You'll just do it with a template and cut it out, whereas we've got them as SVG files. So we'll try and get that finished. If not, we can finish it at 12. And then I also want to do something with those stencils as well. Look at those, aren't they great? Now we also sell printable shrink plastic. If you print your reflections on that or take them into Minecraft Studio and create yourself a page, then you could have these as little charms that go on to your cards as well, couldn't you? Isn't that cool? Right, so the next bit that we're going to do when we come back is I'm not going to show you how to cut this because it's, well, I'll show you to get the file, but it's just blindingly obvious how it works. What I am going to do is show you the best way to glue it all together, and then we're going to build up our project with this as well. Okay, so we've got that, and then if we've got time, we've got a chocolate box. If not, we've got another next hour and then 2 more, so that's good. Vinyl starter kit, well done if you got hold of that. It's gone again, I know. I'll be up on Katie's going, Katie, we need more. Katie, we need more. And I know what she'll say. They haven't got any more. We got everything that they got. Right, so while we're doing this, look at this. Now it's starting to cut. You can hardly see where it's cut. Look how little the blade is moving. This is now cutting out all of your snowflakes. Still got 5 minutes to go, and that's all right because we can go and do something else. Let me just remind you of these files that we've been bringing you this morning. If you want your stencil ones, your Trailing Grace, I'm actually going to show you in one of the shows how to take this as a stencil design and be able to make it physically cut it out so it comes out of the cardstock so you can use it as an embellishment, and we'll do all sorts of fun stuff with that later on. If you want that one, it's Shop Grace, it's $7.99. I mean, that's crazy value. Brilliant, right? And then if you want this one, which is the one that I used on the vellum with the embossing starter kit, and this is going to go in the lantern, which we're also going to try and complete later on today as well. So we've got lots of great stuff coming up. Just another reminder, we'd hate doing this, but we don't have a choice at the moment. Stephanie went home poorly yesterday. Diane's back, but she's not in all day because her voice isn't great. We've got Lily's back in today, thank goodness. David's on holiday. So at 10 o'clock, we are going to tape for an hour, and it will be the Crafty Witches show that I did with Ian on Saturday, which was fabulous. Some great SVG files on there as well. But please stay with us. We are doing our best. We are actually going to do some shows, I believe, from the NEC. So that'll be exciting. Fingers crossed. That's relying on technology, isn't it? And me. Anything could happen. But if you are going to the NEC, please pop by and say hello, because myself, Stephanie and Lily will be there. I think it's me and Lily all days. I think Stephanie's here on the Friday, but who knows? We don't know from one day to the next who's going to be here and who's not. It's that time of year, isn't it? But yes, please come back and join me in a few minutes' time, and then we will continue where we've left off. I'll see you in a bit. Snoop's in the house. It's not my tummy. Managed to get breakfast this morning when I came in super early. Wendy Corbett says, is there a right or wrong side to print on shrink plastic? On the white one, no. On the clear one, don't know why they call it clear because it's frosted, you print on the rough side. But on printable shrink plastic is brilliant with all of these little characters. It's not, can you hear him? You'd have to bring him in, Amber. For those people who've never met Snoop, Snoop is Amber's little dash hound. She has to push him round in a pram because he's way over 15 and is completely blind. But he comes in here because he pines for her when she's not at home. So you'll hear him going all the way through the show because he wants picking up and putting on her knee. I know, how gorgeous is he? He's fabulous, isn't he? Love him. Right, now then, I had to smile at this. Tracy, love this, Tracy. You're going to fit right in here at Highlight Crafts. Got my sense of humour. Mel, placed first order. Whoop, whoop. Excellent. I'm sure I heard husband say he may never financially recover from this. I love that. That's just brilliant. Oh, yes, absolutely. Right, so a little bit different today. Apparently Stephanie is coming in to work. She's just coming in a bit later, but she's not right. I'm sending her home again. I think she's just tired, right? So we started with our regular Scan and Cut show. What we're now doing is moving into templates, but I'm going to continue with the Scan and Cut. So first of all, let me introduce you to the new team because we've got our lovely Katie on cameras. There she is. We've got Amber and Snoop, come as a pair. The what? His paws aren't long enough. No, they're not. He's just gorgeous, honestly. We should have a bring your dog today. I can't bring Bowen here. Good grief, it'd eat everything in sight. I can't imagine it. My dog is a whippet, and he's like Tigger. Crazy, he is, but brilliant. Right, so let me tell you again how to shop. So I've done that bit and then we can just crack on. So first of all, it's super easy to shop with us, as Tracy has just found out. I know, right? Please make sure before you shop with us at all that you have opened an account on highlightcrafts.com. It's free. We ask for your birth date so we can send you something nice on that special day. And once you're a member, every time you log in to your account before you check out, you will get further discount off every order. Doesn't matter whether you're buying a Scan and Cut or a set of templates, you'll get that discount. You'll also get 5 loyalty points for every £1 that you spend. Now they go back onto your account in about 14 days time. And the reason for that is because that's our returns policy. So we need to make sure that you're keeping the product before we allocate the points. Those points can be used against any purchase going forward, or you can build them up. We actually had one lady bought one of these with her points. How amazing is that? I know, right? And then if you get your basket spend to over £35, after your discounts, we'll pay your postage. Now, to shop with us or watch us, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. It proper makes me giggle. To shop with us, you need to shop on either Facebook or Instagram or our website. So to shop on socials, each product that we show you will have a code. All you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. You'll then receive a direct message from us, and when you open that message, you'll find a link. Click the link. That will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where you then log into your account and then check out those baskets. Now, if you would prefer to shop with us directly on the website, you don't need the codes. Just click play on the show. All the products will open up down the right hand side of your screen as soon as it goes live, and then you can select those products that you want, and they'll go into a little red shopping bag at the top. When you're ready to log in and check out, click on that bag and that will take you through that whole process. Avril says, morning everyone, sending speedy recoveries to all the poorly ladies. Was Steph's the old tea she drank by any chance? Yes, we think it was. I know. head, I know, green face. Yeah, wasn't good. Right, let's carry on, shall we? So we'll come back to these SVGs later on. In fact, we'll focus on those more at 12 o'clock. But what we have for you in this hour is 2 sets of our card shapes. So first of all, batch 6. Now you may well already have these. These aren't brand new today, but if you haven't and you've got a ScanNCut, or you want to make your own box frames like these, your rectangular one and your square one, then these are for you. So let me explain the templates first of all. So templates we do as a sheet of mylar that you draw around. It tells you here all your score lines, because it's actually cut into that mylar, or a cut line, so you know exactly what process you need to do in which place. And then you cut that out with a pair of scissors and you build it up. And you get the rectangular one, the square one, so that's your rectangular one. You then also get this, which is fabulous. Bear with, move all this up, I haven't got enough hands today. You get this one, which is your envelope box card. That's lovely. How fabulous is that? So you can build up all your designs inside there. And then you also get your rectangular pop-up, okay, and your square, and you get your rectangular pop-up one on there as well. So if you want them as physical templates, Amber, can we put those on the screen, darling, please? Oh, we haven't got these on at all. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, let's add them in case anybody does, because not everybody has a ScanNCut, I know. So if you want the physical ones, we'll get that sorted out for you. Now, if you want them as SVG files, this means that you can make them bigger and smaller. So your smallest box frame is about that big, so your aperture will be smaller still. So it goes from this one. This isn't the largest either. We're going to work with the largest in this hour. So you've got all of that. Then you get it as your rectangular one. I'm going to show you how to change the perforation lines to a score line, so you can score it with your blade, because I got asked to show that on Saturday for something else. So we're going to do that in this hour as well. You've then got your envelope box card, again, resizable. And you've got your rectangle pop-up box, again, resizable. Now, you can also put apertures in here. So if you wanted to have an aperture in the front of your pop-up box, you can do that as well. This is great value, $9.99 for the cutting files for all 4. I'll explain what these pieces do, because we're going to build one of these up. We've just got all the vinyl cut with our snowflakes, so we can show you that. So if you want that one, shop the word 6. And it's $9.99. Now we also have another one. I don't remember this happening. I might have been off. But this is brilliant. Look at these little bags. Now don't forget as well, you can get a 12 by 24 inch mat for your ScanNCut. So you could use an A3 piece of card. If you've got any of our posh card, it's going to be brilliant for this. Look at this. You've got your little pen box. Toblerone will fit in there, Katie.
Oh, would.
Wouldn't it? Mm. Little Toblerone. I love Toblerone. It was one of my dad's favourites, that. We always used to get a big one for Christmas. So you've got that. You've got your little handbag, which I think is super cute. This is lovely for a gift box, isn't it? Then you're also going to get your chocolate box, which is this one. How lovely is that? You don't have to have chocolates in, but whatever you want in. And then we've also got the gift bag, which is that one. Now think about all of those rice paper downloads we've been bringing you recently. That steampunk one as a bag. Oh, it's going to look magic, isn't it? We'll try and get one of the bags done later on as well. So if you want this, it's shop boxes. It's $13.99 for this one. You get your boxes and your bags, and you can resize all of those. Now, not too much, because it's got to go onto your 12 by 12 mat, but if you do have a 12 by 24 inch mat, the A3 card is perfect for that. So yeah, I got asked by somebody the other day, could I ask Brother if they'll do an A3 mat? I can ask them, but I know what they'll say. Right, Terry Kim says it wasn't Stephanie's day yesterday at all, was it? I hope she's not coming back too soon before she's properly ready. she'll be all right. I don't think Carl would let her in the building if she wasn't. Pauline says, I'm using the envelope box SVG at the moment, making Christmas cards for my upcoming 5 Christmas fairs. Wow, Pauline, trying to have something different to the usual. Great. Sending love and hugs to all the Pulley highlighters. Special wishes also to those who are holding the fort. Don't burn out. Oh, we do what we love and we love what we do, don't we? Right, come on, let's go and carry on with what we were doing before, shall we? And we're going to incorporate these files, this box file now. So let's unload that. It can go back there for now. And that can go up there. Right, so you bring on the file, just like we would have done before. Let me just flatten all this out for you and then you can see exactly what it looks like. So I did it, the biggest it would go, on a 12 by 12 mat, okay? And I cut it out of one of our pure posh card stocks. So we put all the perforation lines in so that you can then build it up. Now, if you want to change it from perforation lines to a straight line and then score with your blade, I'll probably show you how to do that in a, oh no, I could do it in this hour, I guess. I'm trying to decide what to do in which hour today. I've got loads I want to show you. Right, let's just sign back into Canvas and working on it. I need to sign like that. When someone says, can you do this? I'm just going, working on it, like that. Right, Katie? Just lift up the sign, working on it. That'd be great. Right, let's import one of these into here then. That's a project that I'm working on for a later show. Right, so to import a file from a USB in Canvas Workspace, this is the web app version. You're going to double click on the SVG, click on Choose File. That will open up your computer. Now ours is on the USB, so I want, let's do the, let's have a look, where are we? Chocolate box. There we go, we'll do the chocolate box. And we press OK. So now you can see you've got your outside edge and you've got your perforation lines. Now, a perforation line, you have to use a perforation line if you're doing what they call a valley fold, where if you've scored the card or your perforation line, so that's a mountain fold where you tuck it under, and putting it the other way is what we call a valley fold because it creates a V. Now, if you're scoring with the blade, it will only work on mountain folds. It won't work on the V because the card that you've cut the top layer of but not cut right through will just pucker as you try and make it into that V. So only use this when everything is a mountain fold, which is on here. So we've removed the outside edge. We're then going to grab all of those perforation lines and group them together first of all. So we're going to group. Then we go into the properties of that shape. And when you come down to the bottom, down here, there's the dash pattern and there's a little drop down menu. If you change that to the straight line, where's my mouse gone? Yeah. I never know one day to the next whether I'm better with the mouse or whether I'm better with my hands. Now, I clicked that then and look what it's done. It's made all of those perforation lines now into score lines. Okay, so in one go, it's made all of those. So let me just do that again for you so that you can see. We start with the perforation lines, group them all, go into your properties, so what the shapes are made up of. Click on that, come down to dash pattern at the bottom, find the straight line at the top, and that will then set that as your scoring line. And then all you're going to do is bring this back in. Now this is the bit where you've just got to get this bit right. So I'm just going to nudge that over one. So what I'm looking at now is the vertical lines that come down here and the horizontal lines that go through there. And I'm making sure that they fit where those tabs are. All right, so your tabs are there, and then your vertical lines coming down here are your guide, and then you just download that. And then you'll put your blade on half cut, so your regular blade on half cut so it doesn't cut right through, and then your half cut pressure, you're going to take to a negative. So on this machine, it needs -4 or 5, depending on what mood it's in. On yours, it will depend on how old your blade is. So get a scrap piece of card, just bring something like that on, score. If it doesn't look like it's doing anything first time round, pause it, quit, and try it again, because sometimes it doesn't quite understand and it needs to just reread the depth of that card, but it's brilliant. If you imagine when you've got a scoreboard, that scoreboard has grooves in it, doesn't it? And what happens is that groove has got a measurement from the top there, top left, down that groove and up to top right. And that measurement has to be subtracted from somewhere on your card. So for example, if you ever buy pre-scored card blanks, you'll find that either the back or the front is always wider. That's because it's subtracted that score line. When you score with a blade, it's a fine line. So it either has a height if it's vertical or a width if it's horizontal, but it doesn't have both. So it doesn't subtract anything from it. It just gives you that perfect line. Honestly, scoring with that blade is amazing. We'll do some of that later on. Right, so once you've cut all this out, we then got this. So I'm happy with this because every single line is a mountain. Okay, so we're all right. We're good with we would be good with the score lines. Now, the way that I found this easier to do is to bring the corners in, and you'll see that they overlap slightly. All right, now I'm going to glue them down before I do anything else, because it just makes the rest of it. Got myself some new tweezers. I know, I needed new tweezers. Although Lily was right, I said on Saturday I've lost my tweezers. She said, they'll be in your 8-penny pocket when you get home. And they were. Forgot my penny last week. There they were, but I needed some new ones anyway. So a little bit of our pin flare bookbinding glue. Make sure it goes right up to the edges, please, because then it will hold it better. We're mitering that corner there, so we're making sure that that's joined. You don't want it like that, you want it joined. And then when you're happy with that, just get that in there. I'm going to use my tweezers now. I have to do this facing me, sorry, I can't see it that way around. Back to front and upside down. So we'll position that there, get my tweezers and hold that in place just while it sets. While it's doing that one, we can do the other side. So same thing, a little bit of glue. You can use tape if you prefer. I just like wet glue because, especially for things like this, just because it gives me that wiggle room. So that one's then going on there. Get my other tweezers. Do you know what? It's really funny. Years ago, I worked for a craft company called Bramwell's, and we used to distribute EK Success. And EK Success did reverse tweezers. You should have seen the battle they had trying to get me to use them. Now, I can't imagine crafting without them. Right, so we've got all that one. That's taken now. I'm just going to push that over slightly. There we are. That's a bit better. So let those two dry, because you're not going to be in the middle of a live show. And then we'll come back and do the others. If it keeps pinging apart like that, just get some of our DIY Dr. tape, and you're going to be straight. I'm determined. Don't argue with me because you won't win. That's general. Right, we're going to put a little bit of tape. Scissors need cleaning. There you are, EK Success scissors. That's how long I've had those. But I've had those scissors, gosh, 20 years maybe longer, I don't know. Right, we're going to put that little bit of tape, that'll just hold that in place. Turn it round, do exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we'll put that on here. We do have the DIY Dr. tape on the show. Buy the boring bit while it's on a silly price, and you get a lot of it, because you're going to get 10 packs, and in each pack there is a 1/4 inch roll, a 1/2 inch roll, and a 1 inch roll. You can make your own double-sided adhesive sheets if that's what you want to do with it. And on each roll you get 28 meters, and you're getting 10 rolls of each size for $19.99. It's also really good for your construction over red liner tape, I would say, because I hate red liner tape. We have a love-hate relationship because of that blinking back in. It does help if you put a piece of kitchen roll at the side of you, but it still drives me crazy. And it has a thickness to it, does red liner. And when you're doing construction, you really don't want that thickness. Right, come here, little horror. Right, there we go, got it. Right, I'm going to just leave that for a minute to just dry. Now, the other part of the file that you get is this piece. And this piece is the back that's going to bring all the frame together. So I'm going to position this in the middle because I know that this is the back of the frame and I get this in the middle. This scene is going to show through that aperture because that aperture is in the middle of the back of this, okay, in the middle of the frame. So I'm going to stick this down. This is one of the scenes from the Santa's Sidekicks. And what I did when I got to print settings is I asked it to cut two, or print rather, two per page. So I got them in A5 rather than A4, which was rather lovely. Try that as well. If you've been looking at the mini rice paper downloads that we've been bringing you recently, or even the full ones, and you're like, yeah, they're great for mixed media and stuff like that, but I'm a card maker, just ask it to do 4 on one sheet and you've got 4 card fronts. It's brilliant. Right, so we've got that on there. I then cut a frame, so I use the matte layers. Now you can alter the matte layers slightly if you wanted to, if you don't want such a big gap in between, which of course I did. Of course I altered it because it's me. And this is going to go over the top of your box frame, but I want to be able to put some stickers onto some of this. So I've got our construction weight acetate. That's going to go behind there, so I cut that to the same size, so we can now start to build this up while that's drying. All right, so work logically. I get all the cutting done, or I cut something first, like the decoupage layers or the reflections, depending on what I'm using. So I've got something to be doing while the machine is doing the rest of the cutting. So I try and work really methodically and logically, which for my brain isn't always easy. Right, let's pop this over here like that. So I'm looking at the inside of that frame now, making sure that I've got an equal distance all the way around, and then I can just press that down firmly like that. Now for the acetate, I'm going to use our tape Dr. Tape because acetate has no fibres, so therefore it's not porous, which therefore means that the glue will take forever to dry. So this is where your DIY tape doctor comes in. We're just going to put this across here, so we've got something to stick the acetate to. So this is going to go around here like that, and then round here like this. And this, and I don't make statements like this lightly at all, is by far the best tape I have used in 38 years of doing something creative for a living, because the backing is a dream. It just comes off perfectly. So I'm going to just take all the backing off. I think Katie's hinting that we've got a question.
It's not a question. Alison's on the same path as you with what you've just said about the tape.
Oh, brilliant. I love Katie. She's on it, aren't you? But she's young. Get to my age. You are. How old are you, Katie?
35.
Yeah, that's a baby. My son's 35. Right. Oh my goodness, I could be your mum. Katie, I think that's probably more scary for you than it is for me. I'm not going to lie. Bless you. You'd be getting that, Katie. Right, Alison, I've been crafting for over 44 years, and the tape is the best product I have bought forever, and the price is brilliant. Try it. There you go. That's not an accolade. I don't know what is. Thank you very much for that. Amber, do you want to turn the aircon off, because I feel like Katie's freezing?
Oh, I'm about used to it now.
No, it's because I have hot flushes. It's menopausal women, Katie. You'll get there one day. And then you'll be like, I remember when Mel was like, oh, can you put the aircon on? And I was stood there freezing, and you go, now I know what she means. It'll come to us all. Right, now then, this is probably the fiddliest bit, all right? But even that's not fiddly. So we need to put this on the back of here, all right? And we need to get it centralized, and then we need to get these pieces stuck to it, all right? So first things first, I'm going to put the glue on the back of here, and I am going to use wet glue for this just because I'm going to need a little bit of wiggle room. So let me just think this through, bear with. If I do that and then I pull that out. All right, I'm going to stick it down with tape around the outside first of all. Change your plan, because I can. So I'm going to put this down. I might regret this, but you know what? If it's a mistake, it's a mistake, and we all learn from it, don't we? What you'll find with us here at Highlight Crafts is that everybody that comes behind this counter crafts, every one of us. So we'll try things, and we're not scared to try things live on air. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but we find a solution. So we're not worried about making mistakes. There's a very famous saying, well, it's famous for me, because I had it literally stenciled onto my craft room wall, and it says, to live a truly creative life, we first must lose the fear of being wrong. Very true, isn't it? And if you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. And I like learning. So there you go. Right, let's put this on here. So now I'm going to just peel this back. So we're going to get underneath there. Right, now then, I'm going over 2 layers of tape here, and I'm not working on a flat surface. So make sure that you get underneath. There we are. 1. I couldn't make it more difficult for myself, really, could I? That's just me in general. 2. Get this one off. Any of you coming to the NEC this weekend? It looks like I think I'm going to be there all 4 days. The Thursday I'll be there a bit later because I've got to come in and do a show first, and then I'll drive to the NEC. Well, as it stands at the moment, who knows? Who knows? Right, I'm going to do this from this side. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to position that onto that tape, and I'm going to make sure that I'm lining up the bottom properly, like so. And then the sides should, famous last words, there we are, just fit in like that. That's perfect. Right, so we've now got that. Okay, so now what we can do is get these bits in. So I'm going to use wet glue for this, and I'm just going to put right up to that perforation line there. Okay, so don't just do that with your glue, get right up to that perforation line there, because you don't want, and then you don't need a lot of glue for this, and then tuck it under, and we're going to push that back so it's perfectly, that's it, perfectly straight. Okay, and then just press that down, give it a little wiggle. A song there, isn't there? Wiggle it just a little bit. Then we'll go into this one, do this side. This is the easiest way, I think, right now. See what it's like when I get to the end. So just a finger over the top, get rid of any excess glue, but please make sure it goes up to those perforation lines. When you're doing construction, you have to be accurate, because if one part of it is out slightly, the rest of it will be too. Right, that's going to go on in there. Just make sure that's straight. I am terrible for straight. It has to be straight. My husband says I've got spirit levels for eyes. And he was a bricklayer and a stonemason, so if anybody knows, he does. He's like that. I'm like, that picture's not straight. He's like, yeah, it is. I put it up at the spirit level. I'm like, it's not. Gets the spirit level out. Not quite. It's like blinking heck, Melanie. How do you even see that? It's like, well, it's just built in. Right, so let's pop that one down there. Getting there now. Last one. I wanted to do this for you from scratch. Cutting it, don't, you know, just... it's cutting it, isn't it? You bring on the file, you group it together, and you resize it and cut it if that's what you want to do. So it's super, super easy. But this bit I wanted to show you because there's a few little tips and tricks with this as well. So we've got that going in there. Just going to wipe that over and then push that back. If you come into the NEC, please come and see us. I think I'm going to be doing Sospeso, but I will have the ScanNCut with me as well, because it's coming to that time of year where people are thinking about what they want for Christmas, right? I know. It's round the corner, guys, literally, isn't it? I'm a bit scared because I'm making all my presents and I haven't really started them yet. So I'm a little bit scared. Right, now then, you also get these two pieces. So these two pieces are the bit that covers up those mitered corners. Look how meticulous that is. How brilliant is that? Love these. So we thought it all through. We're just going to add some glue onto these now. Now again, I'm going to make sure I'm right up to the edges with that glue. And then I'm just going to swipe my finger down like that and just spread it out. So I've got that there. And then we're going to do this side like this. And we're going to put that glue there, excess on the back of your hand like you do, and I'll forget. And then, once did that, you know, I went shopping in Morrison's, and the poor lady at the checkout, she said to me, oh, your hands look really sore, are you all right? I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I started peeling it off her face. I said, it's just glue, it's all right, don't worry. It's like, I'll tell you this is quite a funny story actually. So when I was, it doesn't start funny, but it is. When I was 25, I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer in my chest wall, lost all my hair, literally. I sat and filled a bin because my hair was down here and curly, brushed it all out, lost it all. And then I had 3 really bad weeks on treatment, and then I had 1 week that was decent. So on that 1 week, I'd go out with the girls on a Friday night, and we'd go to a club and we'd dance and just forget what was going on. It was brilliant. Oh, I ain't got that quite in straight, Melanie. Come on, keep going, push it in. That'll drive me crazy. Anyway, so I'm stood by the toilets one night waiting for my friends to come out, and it was like a dark brown bob. It was actually quite nice, feathered fringe and what have you. And this lad came up to me and he said, I just have to say, your hair is fabulous. And I went like that. Really? He went, I'm like, it's fine, don't worry. But it was just, that's my sense of humour. Poor lad. Poor lad. When I think back now, I was like, that was really naughty. But at the time, it was very funny. It was very funny. But yeah, and then we did a sponsored wig throw. I met a girl in there who had had ovarian cancer. And we were both wearing wigs. And we said at the end of our treatment, shall we do a sponsored wig throw? And then we were like, yeah, let's do it. We raised £15,000, believe it or not. And we did this. We wanted to do the wig throw off the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, but they wouldn't let us do that in case it got caught in the tracks. So that was fair enough. Then we wanted to do it from the top of Blackpool Tower. And they said, you can do that, but you'll need to cut it up, because if that lands on somebody's windscreen as they're driving along Blackpool front, it might crash. So Matthew's 4, right, at this age. So me, my mum, my dad, Sandy, her husband, all traipsed up to the top of Blackpool Tower, cut up our wigs and threw them off the top, right? Came down, Matthew goes, top of his voice, Mummy, look, there's your hair. I'm like, oh my God. It was brilliant. But we raised a small fortune that day. It was fabulous. And then the week after, Sandy went on, she had a weekend away with her husband, or the weekend before we did it. And she came back with these two baseball caps that says, baldness cures dandruff. And we were walking around the biggest cancer hospital in the country with these on. I tell you, you learn to have a sense of humour when you're going through that. Changes. Very, very funny. It was very funny. We were both, loved it. Still in touch with her now. Right, now then, frame. So before we put the frame on, we need to build up our picture inside. So I printed off some of the Christmas tales because I love this tree. I think it's absolutely fabulous. Now I'm just going to snip that across so that it's straight, so that when I put it down, it doesn't look like it's floating. And I'm going to have that one there. So I'm going to use a little bit of wet glue at the bottom. And then I'm going to bring in my pin flare glue gel and pop that down there so it lifts up slightly from the background. And I'm just going to actually move that over a little bit further. Go on, just tuck in there. That's it. Lovely. Right, now then, I've got a tiny one as well. This is what I love about when we do our nested dies. We also do them. So that's going to go in the back there. Look at that. Look how that just works perfectly. This is from Christmas Tales SVGs that we had on at the weekend. I think we had them on a deal. Do you know what? It's like it was made. Look how that stump there is just angled slightly to fit perfectly on that hill. I tell you what, we couldn't have planned that if we tried. Then we've got our Santa that we built up in the previous hour. I think he's going to sit, I might put him on the front, I don't know. No, let's sit him down there. Actually, let me see if I can, in fact, you know what, I'm going to push his feet forward a little bit. So we can sit. It does explain my naughty sense of humour, yes it does. We had a lot of fun. It was hard, don't get me wrong, but we had a lot of fun along the way. I have another very, very funny story that I'll tell you in a different show, but yeah, hilarious. And then we're going to have Moose. Look at him, Coco the Moose, sat in front. I think they're both a bit tired. So Coco's been helping out because Rudolph's not very well. There's a theme going on here, isn't there? Right, so we've got that. Now what I want to do is add on my frame. You could put lights in here if you wanted to as well, but we're going to build up this frame next. So before I put it on there, we're going to go to our vinyl that we did earlier. Katie walked in. Katie's the one that puts all the orders in. I walked in, I went, Katie, she went, I know, it's already sold out, I'm on it. Vinyl starter kit. I do nag you sometimes, don't I, Katie? I'm like, can we have this and can we have this? And then it's, brother, I've got it in stock. So annoying. Right, what I'm doing now is just pushing down the middle of that snowflake as I pull this out, because then you can use this for something else as well. So tweezers in the middle of those snowflakes and then just pull your vinyl up. I find that that's quite a good way of doing it, because then you've got a twofer. So we'll go down with this one and this one and this one and that one and that one. There we go. So you've then got, oh, you little horror. You didn't, did you? You little monkey. Right, you can stay there then. Pick you up in a bit. Stay. Right, let's get these off here. These snowflakes are crazy clever. Look at that. I'm going to put one on my nail, then you can see. And my fingernails are tiny. Look at that. Now, vinyl, 6mm snowflake, that is incredible. Look at that. How amazing is that? Right, let's get some of these stuck onto this acetate then. Now we do our own stickers as well that you could use with this, but I kind of wanted to keep it SVG for you. So I'm going to put some of these on top of this acetate. And then I'm going to get my new tweezers because they've got all sorts sticking to me here, haven't I? Flipping it. Right, stick on there. Stay there. Behave. Right, I'm just going to put some of these coming on this acetate here. So another one there. And another one there. And we'll just keep going with these. Like so. I will do a recap, but I'll get Amber to just scroll through the different SVG files that we've got for you today. I'm gonna, don't pick that one up, no, left it where it was, there, and then another one in that top corner, and then as we come down we're going to go a little bit more random and a little bit fewer. I always love it when it's snowing really hard and you look up at the sky. It blows my mind, that blows my mind. You can see it all just coming down. So there's always more. It always looks like there's more at the top and less coming down. I love snow. I don't like driving in it, but I love sitting inside and watching it snow. It's one of those pleasures. But I hate driving in it. Right, okay. So we've got our vinyl on there that's been cut on your ScanNCut. Let's move that out of the way. So this now is going to go onto there, but I haven't quite finished with this yet. So I want to decorate some of the front of this as well. So we've got our little gate here, our little fence rather, and I'm just going to cut that flat as well so that it can sit down there. And then I'm going to do another one on this side, I think. Let's see what that looks like. And then I've got these pieces, so these are off the Christmas tails as well. And I'm going to put that, put it on the front or behind it, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, I quite like it behind it. So I'm going to stick these two together, and then I can trim away any excess because I want to put a acetate band across. So a little bit of glue here, like so. Stick that onto there where I want it, like that. And then turn it over, and anything that is coming further down like that, you're just going to trim away like so. And then, yeah, that bit needs to come off as well, so we can trim that bit round. And then the side pieces need to come off as well, because I'm going to wrap a band around here. So I've got that now. I thought that was quite nice. We'll do the same with this one as well. So we'll stick, mind of its own today. We're going to stick this one, that side, like that. So we can do that. I'll tell you what, Katie, to say I didn't have anything prepped at like 5 o'clock last night. I've not done so bad here, have I? That's what you get when you come in at 6 o'clock in the morning. It is lovely, I have to say. Quite like coming in early. And we were laughing about it the other day because Stephanie said, do you remember when we used to thought we were being really, really good when we came in at like 8 o'clock in the morning? I was like, yeah, we were like excited about having that hour, weren't we? She said, like, yeah, now look at us. But you know what? I love it. I do love it. It's great. Right, so we're going to put that one on that side, all right? And then we're going to have this acetate strip going across there, but we're going to bow it out a little bit. So that's the plan. Right, so let's get these stuck on here like this. I'm going to go down to the red of the frame at the bottom, but I'm going to go to the craft at the side. And then I'm going to do the same with this, put a little bit of glue on there. That's going to go up to there, like that. Right, got that. Then I need to bend this, so I need to make myself a little mark. Just do it with my scissors because I want it central, so it needs to, that's the edge there, a little mark there, and then the edge here is there. So we're going to fold it slightly further out than that, and only slightly. It's amazing how little distance you need to create that bevel. Now this is our construction weight acetate. It cuts on your ScanNCut unbelievably. It gets through that density, which still blows my mind because it's a proper, it's even hard to score, is our construction weight acetate. I tend to do it over the edge of my trimmer, and I use this and press it down just to give me that gentle curve, because it is really, really, you can see it, listen. It's rigid, but it's brilliant. So this is going to now get tape on it and go behind this frame so it stands out. Can you see what I mean about the smallest bow gives you, the smallest distance gives you a massive bow? I might have done it a little bit smaller than that, but it'll do for now. It's fine. Right, I'm going to go to my wider tape for this. That tape Dr. Tape, don't miss out on it. It's the boring bit of craft. It's like getting the brown envelope through your door with your water rates or your gas bill or whatever it is, and you really don't want to pay it, but you know you have to keep your household running. Tape's like that for me in craft. I really don't want to be bothered spending money on tape. I want to spend it on lovely stuff, so I get it while it's cheap, because that's the only word to describe that, and you're getting a lot. If you've ever tried double-sided tape from somewhere like a pound shop, and double-sided adhesive pads, awful. Right, so let's put this on here like this. Let's get that on there like so. Let's get this piece on here like that, and you can tear this tape. So if you don't like cutting with your scissors, tip for you though, if you don't like cutting with your scissors because they get all glued up, dip them in water first. Stops it sticking. Fully useless information like that. Then we're going to take the backing off this. Look how easy that is. And you can see now that tissue tape. Look how fine that tape is. literally, if you put this and you line it up so it butts up to the next piece on a back of a piece of card, you can make your own double-sided adhesive sheets. It's brilliant tape, and you're getting enough to not think, oh no, I don't want to use it for that because I'll run out. No, honestly, you don't think you're ever going to run out of that card. There's loads of it. TV's gone off, Amber. Oh, now I've done it, haven't I? Get down to there. Right, we're going to slide this underneath here, and we're going to get it so that it's flat to the bottom, and then we're going to fold this one, tuck that underneath there like that, make sure that that's level at the bottom, and then this is going to then get stuck onto the top of there. This is super cute. What are you doing there? Get rid of that. Right, again, because it's acetate, I'm going to use that tape. This is super cute. So let's put the tape on the back of here. That would have been better doing it before you put. We're going to cut that off there. We're going to cut this off here like that. Trim that. Let's put a piece across here. Now you could make this into a shaker if you wanted to, because you could put your shaker stuff into here actually before you do your frame. That would be quite nice. And then this is going to go across here, and that's going to pull out. Now this doesn't have to be with Santa's sidekicks, it can be with whichever one you want. It's entirely up to you. So it could look quite childlike, it could look quite grown up. It's entirely up to you. It doesn't even have to be Christmas, it can be whatever you want it to be. Some of your Two Red Robins SVGs in this would look lovely if you wanted to make like pieces of artwork for your walls. Right, don't do this to me now. Come on, there you are, tweezers. Right, let's get this end off. So underneath there, just pull it off. No static, that's what I love. And the waste pieces, if you like doing your wax seals or your little like jelly tots, you know, like the little jelly tot sweets, but you do them with a glitter glue. If you like any of that, that's going to be perfect for that. Right, now then, I'm good at getting things straight, not necessarily first time. So I'm going to put a tiny amount of wet glue right the way across there, and then I'm going to hold this over the top, position this in place. I'm not tall enough to get over the top of that. See it? Look at them inside, Melanie, that'll be easier. There we go. And then that is just going to sit, and I've got a little bit of wiggle room because of that wet glue. I've got to get it straight, otherwise it'll drive me crazy. Straight and even. Like, no, go on, a bit more. There we are. There we go. And then I'm going to take the rest of these little stickers, these little vinyl pieces here, and we're going to put these on to the rest of the frame. So let's just pull that out of there. It's a sticky little thing, that, isn't it? Come on, oh, come. Go on. There you go. And we'll just put some of these just to finish this off. How cute is that? Now, you can make this in all those different sizes. I'm going to come back and recap for you because we haven't got very long left. We will be back, or I will be back at 12 o'clock. We're doing tape next, just to give us a minute to take a breath. We're doing the Crafty Witches from Saturday, so you'll enjoy that. It's doing my head in now. And it's on my left hand. Go on. Crafty Witches. Yeah. There's my sheet. Honestly, everything's going now. Let's do this. I remember doing a class with something similar to this years and years ago, and they needed about 54 little snowflakes. They had to buy 6 sheets of peel-offs to get that amount of snowflakes, and now literally we can cut them so easily on our ScanNCut and so precisely. I mean, it's just bonkers really, isn't it, how good it is. Oh, that was the wrong way around. Get that, go on, off you go. And we'll just finish this off with these. Now we've got a ScanNCut, right, let's get a few more of those. Maybe I didn't cut quite as many. There we are.
I think there might still be some on there.
Yeah, there's a couple on there as well. I'll just stick these on here for now, but you get the idea. You'd finish that off, or you could put the whole thing across there. Oh, that's quite nice. Quite like that, Katie. What do you think?
I thought you were going to do that originally.
I'm going to do that right now. There we are.
I thought that's why you picked it up originally, to use it as a border.
No, but you can. There you are. Look at that. How cute is that? All done on your ScanNCut. Everything. From the box frame to the vinyl to the reflections. The only thing that isn't is the stickers on there. Right, we're running out of time. Of course we are. We always run out of time. Don't matter how many shows we do. We always run out of time, don't we? Right, we'll get these kept on, the ScanNCut shows, for the rest of the day as well. So if you want your card shapes batch 6, this will give you your rectangular box frame, your square box frame, your envelope box card, and your rectangle pop-up card, and you can do them in loads of different sizes. You can go from tiny ones that you could put photos in up to the size of your card or your mat. And then, and we'll do this at, oh, I don't know what we're going to do at 12 o'clock. We've got this to do. We've got a lantern to do. Well, it's fine. We'll sort it out. You've got your chocolate box, your pencil case, which is the one that holds the pencils. Look at that. Toblerone. Thank you. Want that. Your gift bag. These are super cute for Christmas, aren't they? Or for all year round, to be fair. This is your chocolate box. So you've even got the little notch in there. You can put your little goodies inside of there. And then you're also going to get your gift bag. I like this gift bag. It's nice and sturdy. So you've got that in there as well. And again, you could put panels in there and have your vellum behind, all that kind of thing. So if you've got the stickers and you either use a die or you put an aperture in, I'll try and show you how to do that tonight, lining it up. You can then have your pictures in there as well, or your goodies can show through that are in the bag. I think that's really cute, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? Like that. Right, so that one is shop boxes. We'll get you that one, and one that we didn't show you but we do have on the show, and you need to cut 2 of these. You can make a cracker that big, or a cracker gift box that big. Look at the size of that. You know, there's going to be something good in there, don't you? Right, I will be back with you at 11 with Minecraft Studio, and then I'll be back in this studio at 12 with ScanNCut. Then 1 o'clock is Rice Paper Downloads, half price. It's the show that we did on Saturday, so you get a second chance to get that. They're going to be brilliant working with these. And then at 6 o'clock tonight, ScanNCut again. Thank you, everybody, for your company, and thank you for being so understanding. It's very rare this happens here at Highlight Crafts, where we have to go to a tape, but we literally have nobody in the building. I came out yesterday, I was the only person sat in creative, and it's like, where's everybody gone? They've left me. But I got a lot done, not going to lie. So, yes, we're just going through a few staffing shortages at the moment due to illness. Amanda's recovering. She's getting better. We've got Stephanie hopefully be back in the building today, but I don't know whether she'll be on air because she might need to rush out again. Who knows? Lily's back today, so we'll have Lily. Got one person, and then you got me. So I apologise if you're sick of me, but I can't do anything about it. And then we're going to the NEC, just to throw that in the mix. I know. Crazy, aren't we? You don't have to be mad to work here, but it really does help. I will see you in an hour's time. So go and grab yourself something to eat and then tune back in for Crafty Witches. And they're on our website now, so you'll get all your club benefits. I know, how exciting. See you in a bit.